Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, my name's Dychronic here on this Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be taking a look at a really fun Titan build that recently got buffed in Season of the Worthy. So with the most recent patch, there has been a lot of changes that happened to different exotics, to different subclasses, different weapons, all across the board. For the most part, most of them were nerfs, if I'm going to be honest with you, but there were a few buffs, and one in particular that I liked the best is going to be the changes to the code of the missile for the Titan. Now, there have been a number of changes to this subclass tree, including buffs to the ballistic slam melee attack, inertia override's a little bit more consistent, and the super does a lot more damage and a lot more consistent flight speed, which is really good to see. There was a bit of a nerf to the impact conversion for getting your super energy, but overall it's still a lot better of a class and is a lot of fun. Now, the primary build that I'm going to be showing in this video is going to be a PvE based build, but I also talk about a PvP version with a bit of a change in the exotic. So the general idea with this build is that you are using the ballistic slam to give yourself more super energy on the hits, using insurmountable skull for to instantly get your melee energy back, using Monte Carlo to get your melee energy when you actually stuff it up, and you're using other different weapons like trench barrel, swashbuckler, things that have to do with melee to increase your damage or do something useful with. And of course, your super just doing a ridiculous amount of extra damage. And all along the way, you're going to be triggering inertial override, giving you extra damage for your weapon, which is always nice to have. In PvP, it works a little bit differently. Instead of using insurmountable skull for it, because it's not often you're going to get a kill with that particular melee attack, instead you're going to use Synthocept, so you can go in for that ballistic slam, then follow up with a very long range melee. That's just the way I like to do it. But again, this is just a basic in a nutshell of how this build works. We're going to go ahead and do our live comm showing off builds in action, and then we're going to go a deep dive in the numbers after that. Moving on to the live comm section of this video, we're going to be doing a PvE and PvP activity to show off this build in action. Instead of doing a strike like I usually do, instead we're going to go ahead over to the EDZ and do the public event in the Winding Cove. That's going to be the special Seraph Tower event. This has a lot of enemies, allowing for a lot of opportunities for your ballistic slam. There's also a bunch of yellow health enemies, including Shanks, Servitors, Captains, as well as champions at the end, which will be able to demonstrate the abilities of the missile, the impact, and all that whatnot. After that, we'll head into a Crucible match to see how that goes. And no, we are not doing Trials of Osiris for this. This is not something that I would be very good at. And the last thing I'll say before we get down there and actually start playing is, again, I'm using Monte Carlo, Ikelos, and Wendigo. This just seems to be the best combo for me. Very aggressive, very close range, and a lot of these things work with melees, and that's just really nice for me. All right. We seem to have found one in progress. Ooh, hey, a Cabal enemy. I need a Cabal enemy for a couple of different things. All right, so we just got a bunch of balls sitting around. There's 4 of us holding a ball right now going, I will throw it at the next thing. Here we go. First ball in. Boom, boom, boom. Look at that progress. I gotta say, I've been always a bit flabbergasted by how well this Monte Carlo performs. The fact that it has Swashbuckler on it, so it's got like a rampage-like thing. You can get some melee kills, which is a big part of this build, getting melee kills. You can just get like a full bit of Swashbuckler, just beautiful. I could only hit my targets. On top of that, if you waste your melee like I did, Monte Carlo, you get damage, you start getting kills and all that stuff. Look at that. Half a melee right there. From like 5 kills. Isn't that insane? You can just see you keep on getting damage, you keep on getting melee. So basically, if you see a boss, you can get your melee back, which is a really, really good synergy that many people may not realize. Because usually if you lose your melee, it's because an enemy has too much health. So use your melee on a boss and then just start shooting it with Monte Carlo, and then you get your melee back, which is beautiful, which is absolutely glorious. And one thing I do want to do is test out that new missile. Obviously, there was no boss there, but satisfying nonetheless. Because if you're not having fun, then what's the point of playing a video game? Some people take this thing too seriously. It's my job to play it, so if I get to say it, then it means it's true. So one thing I really enjoy is how fast you can get your super with this build. So if you find nice little groups of enemy, little pods, before your teammates kill them, you can get some pretty significant super gains. So if I see a group of like 5 enemies, that's like a oh yeah, we got a solo! Yeah, baby. Let's see if we can get this guy here. I hit him with my melee, and therefore I have Trench Barrel. Isn't that beautiful? That actually counts as a melee hit. So for Trench Barrel, you're just rocking and rolling. And I already got my melee back if you didn't notice that. Not a super endgame build, I don't think, but it's definitely a lot of fun, especially in this new mode. Here we go, missile! Missile! That'll work. Alright, I lost my melee. Let's see if we can get how fast we can get the melee back. Shooting a bunch of enemy. I have my melee. God, I gotta get rid of this melee because it's clogging up my arteries. I just gotta get the melee back immediately on this boss here. Watch as that melee just climbs. I have a full melee now. Did you see this? Just from shooting a clip of Monte Carlo could probably get you a full melee. You can even go for like a melee here just to get my trench barrel going so I can shoot him a bunch. Let's see if I can get this barrier champion with just brute force, eh? Because that's how I like my barrier champions. Brute forced. Well, we finished that event really quickly. Let's go ahead and do another one, shall we? I get a regular chest, and then I get a big boy chest. I forgot entirely that I have a heavy weapon. Yeah. And we're off to the races. First things first, ballistic slam. Second things up, ballistic slam. It's honestly it's one of the better builds in the game, just for fun. There's a lot of builds you use just because they're effective, but this is one of those builds where it's just a lot of fun. Explosions, AoE, melees. I mean, what else do I have to? Hey. Extra damage with your melee attacks, extra damage with your guns because of those melee attacks. I mean, I'm just shredding through these boys now with my ×5 Markov chain, which is just swashbuckler repackaged. Hey, want to see me get all the way over there? You want to see me do it again? Oh, we got a big boy here. Here we go. Hit! Gallows! And he did. Oh, hey, look, there's that Cabal dude again. I wonder if... No, he did. By the way, helpful tip for people who have not done this event or having trouble with this event. All you do is you kill enemies, and then when the thing spurts out the fireballs, you then throw it at the big ball here. So you wait for the thing to spew out, grab the ball, and you throw it in. And that's basically the event. There's 3 different sides you do it from. You kill enemies to make things move around faster, and then eventually you get some champion kills, and then you just kill the champions. That's it. That really is just it. There we go. That's a beautiful one. If I didn't have a super, that would have just instantly given, like, a third of my super. It would have been beautiful. Oh, hey, look, another opportunity. Boom. Oh, here we go. We're going to show you this in beautiful 1080p. Oh, right. And then there's that other thing. You can't let them in this little middle zone or it'll go red. So you kick them out. And then it becomes not red. Right? Hey. Get out of the zone. The auto zone. Yeah, see, look, it goes a little bit yellow-white. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Oh, here we go. Missile damage. See that beautiful missile damage? Woo! That one actually just missed both of them. All right. Hey, we got the barrier, boys. Hey, none of that. You can't be around. No, none of that. And we're done. See, this public event got a lot better once we hit like Friday, because on Tuesday and Wednesday people were just like, what do I do? Oh my God, what do I do? Let's go ahead and head into a Crucible match to see how this works in Crucible. I'll see you guys when I'm done feeding my pigeons. All right, there, Terrence. I'll get you some bread. Don't worry, I always got bread. Lots of bread. Yeah. So here's the thing. I already played a Crucible match and it didn't go so well. I died. A lot. And I'm not going to include that game in this particular video, but I will play another game to include in the video, and I will show off a couple moments that I think were very important. Namely, the primary use of this build in PvP, in my opinion, is going to be the Ballistic Slam follow-up punch combo. So using Ballistic Slam, you can't really get a kill with it very frequently. You have to prep them by getting damaged, then go for the slam, and it's very vulnerable, very difficult. So you don't use Insurmountable Skull for the full melee charge. So instead, what you do, fly in, slam them, and follow up with the melee. And because you have Synthoceps, you have much larger melee range than most people, and they will never expect you to follow up with that extra melee. On top of that, because of the extended range, you can kind of just spam melee as soon as you land, and usually it'll just take care of itself. It has a lot of auto target. And so hopefully we can repeat that in this game, just none of the other parts, because I did not get any super kills until the game was over. Alright, let's see if we can get ourselves some double-digit kills. And well, I say kills, I mean eliminations, because I got 9 in the last game, that's right. Bottom of the team, baby! That's how we do it! Maybe if you ask nicely, then I would die. Hey, I took the kill! Let's go. Ooh! I got some credit in there. Oh, we can do some beautiful work here. Ooh, getting some credit for stuff that I didn't even participate in. No, damn it. They can shoot me. I wanted the kill, but I can't. Oh, that was a pretty saucy kill. Using this at medium range has some efficacy to it. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! You went through a different door. I'm so stupid. That was so very fast. Oh, you killed him, teammate. Yeah, look at that. I got some kills. Oh, I fired the first shot. I had my super, that is. Ooh, I'm loving where auto rifles are right now, but I'm not liking where I am right now. I gotta be honest with you. It's not my favorite place. Nope. You have what I would consider as a weapon that would beat me. That is to say, a weapon with bullets in it. Okay. Never tell me about that engagement ever again. Ooh. Oh, but tell me about this one. You have. Oh, what? You have Worm Husk. You cheater. You want to do this? Let's do this. Let's frickin' do this. Nope, we're doing it this way. We're doing it this way. 2 for 1. That's right. Okay. I was like, all right, there's a lot more people on this radar than I thought there was gonna be, and I don't really want to be a part of this. Oh, can we get some kills on this guy? Yeah, jump up in the air. You just make it easier for me to kill you because I have learned my lesson. Woo! No! I did not think he was gonna be able to take me out that fast. You've unlocked the beast. You've awoken he who shall be not named. Because he is worried whether or not he will be seen. Ooh, I got a kill. That was pretty good. Oh, I probably shouldn't have gone up there. Oh, but my teammate finished it with the crouch. I love that crouch. Where'd he go? What? Oh! Damn. You have 180,000 PvP kills? Not even mad anymore. I deserve to die. Oh, there again with that guy! Oh! I honestly, this is a much better game than the one before, mostly because of my auto rifle usage and less so about my build and class whatsoever. I have been told that missile is good. Wow, that's a carry on our team. Moving on, let's go ahead and take a deep dive into the numbers. In this section, we're going to be going over all the specific details that you're going to need to make this build work in your game at home. And of course, I also made a Word document in case that's something that you like or you want to just refer to the text instead of going back through this video every single time. I made a Word document for you that looks pretty nice, has a fun little picture on it. I really like the way that my armor looks for my Titan on this build. And if you wanted to get your hands on it, all you have to do is go over to my Discord server in hashtag YouTube Twitch around the date this video came out in, right next to the video, find a link to this actual Word document. Alright, like I said before, this is a Titan build that's built on the new buffs to Code of the Missile subclass. Now this build combines a very strong burst super with an easily activatable gun damage increase as well as a good melee neutral game. Now combine this with melee and super boosts like Monte Carlo and mods and you'll have a lot of fun. And I generally use this for PvE, but I also have an alternative for PvP. So let's go ahead and take a look at the specifics for the class and subclass. Again, it is a Titan Arc Code of the Missile. I also recommend using pulse grenades, towering barricade, and strafe lift. For the guns, in general, you want to focus on perks that help with your melee, things like Swashbuckler, Trench Barrel, and Demolitionist. I do not recommend 1-2 punch for this because of the way the ability melee works. It doesn't really work with the 1-2 punch combo, and you use Demolitionist for your grenades to help you with momentum transfer. I'll talk about that in a little bit. My personal build for PvE is going to be a Monte Carlo, Ikelos, and Wendigo. For PvP, obviously, you want to use whatever you want, but for the most part, you should be using Monte Carlo because it is based around melees, giving you more melee energy just for getting damage is something very powerful, and again, auto rifles are really powerful lately. For the armor in general, you're going to want to have a lot of intellect, strength, shotgun, and auto rifle perks. If you're playing PvP, obviously you're going to want to have a lot of recovery as well. At least a 7 recovery you're going to do quite well in PvP with. For the headpiece in PvE, you're going to want insurmountable skull fort. For the arm piece, for PvP, you're going to want Synthoceps, and in general, you're going to want momentum transfer, enhanced momentum transfer, stuff like that. This allows you to get more melee from your grenades, allowing you to get more melees, and more melees is just how the build works. And finally, for your class item, you want to definitely be using hands-on. You can actually use 2 of them at the same time. It's going to be the most benefit, where you get super energy from your melee kills, which does stack with impact conversion, allowing you to get more super energy for your melee hits and your melee kills. Pump action if you're using a lot more shotgun, distribution and dynamo to give you ability or super energy from your class ability, which is not that often used, so you just want to spam it. And as I've shown before, this build is based on melee ability kills to get your super, and using your super to damage burst majors, groups, boss damage, and of course in PvP, just enemies with supers. In PvE, you use Insurmountable Skullfort to get infinite melee energy and heals from kills. In PvP, you use Synthoceps to get an easy follow-up from your Ballistic Slam because of that extra melee range. The playstyle for this build is very aggressive to get in for melee hits with Ballistic Slam on enemies that will die from 1 hit, which is most red health bar fodder enemies and weaken enemies. And if your melee energy is lost, you can use either Monte Carlo with its exotic perk or grenade hits for momentum transfer to generate melee energy. And if at some point your melee ability is lost, you can use either Monte Carlo with its exotic perk, grenade hits with a momentum transfer to generate melee energy, and Demolitionist to generate more grenades for momentum transfer. So obviously you have a lot of avenues to get your melee back, and you should never really have a problem with not having your melee. And the last thing I want to talk about are alternatives. For the most part, weapons are up to you, but I highly recommend using Monte Carlo for its melee based bonuses, and alternatively I recommend using at least 1 lightweight frame weapon so you can close the distance to targets faster. Things like Recluse work very well. And finally, using a weapon with Demolitionist allows you to get grenades so that you can then use grenade hits to give you more melee energy from momentum transfer, as I've mentioned a few times before, but is not really that necessary because Monte Carlo usually takes care of it. And that is going to be pretty much it. That is going to be the end of this video. That's the end of the deep dive into the numbers. Please let me know in the comments down below if you have any questions, any concerns, if there's something glaring that I missed, or if you have any recommendations that I may have overlooked, because for the longest time I forgot about Monte Carlo. In a melee based class, you know, you have to have Monte Carlo. It's just the melee perk gun. So please let me know if I did miss something. But that's it. Hope you guys did enjoy. My name is Dychronic, and I'll see you guys on the next one.